The Galactic Empire Command Center was the most important place in known space. From this massive station the Empire watched everything. Every ship, every planet, every movement across 1,000 star systems. Commander Zella sat at her sensor station like she did every day. She was tall with blue skin and 4 eyes. She had worked in the command center for 20 years. She had seen everything. Or so she thought. Today was supposed to be a normal day. Routine scans. Standard reports. Nothing exciting. Then the alarm sounded. It wasn't a normal alarm. It was the red alert. The one that almost never activated. The one that meant something impossible was happening. Zella's 4 eyes went wide. What is that? Status report. Officer Kren rushed to his console. His hands moved quickly across the holographic controls. Commander, we have a contact. Unknown vessel detected at Sector 794. Identify it, Zella ordered. What species? What ship class? Kren's face showed confusion. Fear even? That's the problem, Commander. The computer cannot identify it. No database match found. Zella stood up fast. That's impossible. Run the scan again. Running scan now, Kren said. He waited. The computer searched through records of 500 species. Every known ship design in the entire galaxy. Millions of records. Thousands of ship types. The computer finished searching. Result: no match found. Unknown design. Unknown origin. 0 records. Zella felt a chill run down her spine. In 500 years the Empire had catalogued every ship in known space. Every species. Every design. Their database was perfect. Complete. Until now. How is this possible? Zella whispered. Where did this ship come from? Commander, another officer called out. Her name was Vera. Her voice was shaking. You need to see the speed reading. Zella walked to Vera's station. She looked at the screen. Then she looked again. Then a third time. This must be an error, Zella said. Check the sensors. They're malfunctioning. I already checked 3 times, Commander, Vera replied. Her hands were trembling. The sensors are working perfectly. That reading is real. Zella stared at the number on the screen. Vessel speed, 0.95 light speed. 0.95, Zella whispered. That's impossible. Around the command center, officers stopped their work. They all looked at the main screen. At the impossible number. Everyone in the galaxy knew the rules. The laws of physics. The maximum speed any ship could achieve was 0.7 light speed. 0.7. That was the limit. The absolute maximum. The Empire's fastest ships could reach 0.72 light speed. That was considered incredibly advanced technology. But this unknown ship was moving at 0.95 light speed. Faster than anything that should exist. Faster than physics allowed. It must be a sensor error, Kren said. But his voice showed he didn't believe his own words. Run full diagnostics on all sensors, Zella ordered. Check everything. 10 minutes passed. The sensors were checked. Rechecked. Tested. All systems working perfectly. The unknown ship was really moving at 0.95 light speed. Commander, Vera said quietly. There's more. The ship's trajectory, it's heading toward Empire space. Directly toward our territory. Zella felt her hearts beat faster. Both of them. How long until it reaches our borders? At current speed, 4 days. Current speed, Zella repeated. She looked at Vera. What do you mean, current speed? Vera's face went pale. Commander, the ship is accelerating. It's getting faster. The command center went silent. Everyone stared at the main screen. At the unknown ship. At the impossible speed that was still increasing. Alert the Emperor, Zella said. Her voice was steady but her hands were shaking. Tell him we have a situation. An unknown vessel. Unknown origin. Unknown design. Moving at impossible speeds. And heading straight toward us. Kren activated the communication system. Within minutes, the Emperor's face appeared on the screen. He was old, powerful, covered in scales and royal robes. Commander Zella, the Emperor said. Explain this situation. Zella took a deep breath. Your Majesty, we have detected a vessel that does not exist in our database. We cannot identify its species, its origin, or its purpose. It is moving at 0.95 light speed. The Emperor's eyes narrowed. 0.95? That's impossible. Yes, Your Majesty. But our sensors confirm it. The ship is real. The speed is real. And it's getting faster. It's heading toward Empire space. Could it be a weapon? The Emperor asked. A new technology from a hostile species? We don't know, Your Majesty. We've never seen anything like this before. The Emperor was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "Send scout ships. I want that vessel intercepted. I want answers. Find out what it is. Find out where it came from. And find out if it's a threat to the Empire." "Yes, Your Majesty." The transmission ended. Zella turned to her crew. "Deploy 3 scout ships. Fast interceptors. Send them to Sector 794. Orders are to approach the unknown vessel and establish communication. If it shows hostility, they are to retreat immediately and report back." "Yes, Commander." 3 scout ships launched from the command station. They were small, fast, equipped with advanced sensors. They jumped to faster-than-light travel and headed toward the unknown ship. Zella watched the tactical display. The 3 green dots representing her scout ships. The single red dot representing the unknown vessel. The scout ships moved at their maximum speed. They crossed the distance in 2 hours. They approached the unknown ship's location. Then they slowed down to normal space. Vera suddenly gasped. "Commander. New reading from the unknown vessel." "What is it?" "The speed has increased. The ship is now moving at 0.97 light speed." Zella felt cold fear in her chest. 0.97? It accelerated? "Yes, Commander." "And?" Vera checked her screen again. Her face showed pure terror. "Commander, it's still accelerating. The speed is still increasing." On the tactical display, the red dot moved faster. And faster. And faster. The 3 scout ships tried to get close. They couldn't. The unknown ship was too fast. It moved past them like they were standing still. "Scout ships report they cannot intercept," Kren said. "The target is moving too fast. They can't even get sensor readings at this distance." Zella stared at the screen. At the red dot. At the impossible ship that was breaking every rule of physics. "What are you?" she whispered. "Where did you come from?" The unknown ship continued moving. Continued accelerating. Continued heading toward Empire space. And nobody in the entire galactic empire had any idea what was coming. Or how to stop it. Commander Zella watched the tactical screen with growing fear. The 3 scout ships had failed. They couldn't even get close to the unknown vessel. It was simply too fast. "Recall the scouts," she ordered. "We need a different approach." The Emperor's face appeared on the communication screen again. He did not look happy. "Commander Zella, your scout ships failed to intercept the target. What is your next plan?" Zella straightened her uniform. "Your Majesty, the scout ships are too slow. We need our fastest interceptors. I request permission to deploy Squadron 7. The Emperor nodded. "Granted. Use whatever resources you need. I want that ship stopped." Squadron 7 was the Empire's elite unit. 20 interceptor ships. The fastest vessels in the entire fleet. They could reach 0.72 light speed. They were designed to catch anything. Within 30 minutes, Squadron 7 launched from the military station. Captain Drax led the squadron. He was a veteran pilot. He had chased pirates, smugglers, and enemy ships for 20 years. He had never failed to catch his target. "All ships, this is Drax," he said over the squadron channel. "We have one objective. Intercept the unknown vessel. Get close enough for sensor readings. Establish communication if possible. Stay sharp. This target is moving faster than anything we've ever seen." The 20 interceptors jumped to faster-than-light travel. They headed toward the unknown ship's projected path. Back at the command center, Zella tracked their progress. "Time to intercept?" 40 minutes, Commander," Kren replied. 40 minutes felt like 40 hours. Zella paced back and forth. Her 4 eyes never left the tactical display. Finally, Squadron 7 dropped out of FTL travel. They were directly in the path of the unknown ship. "Target acquired," Drax reported. "Distance, 50,000 kilometers. Closing to intercept." The 20 interceptors activated their maximum speed. They moved at 0.72 light speed. Their engines burned hot. Their crews focused on the chase. "Target distance, 40,000 kilometers, Drax said. "We're gaining on it." Zella felt a small hope. Maybe they could catch it after all. 30,000 kilometers. Still closing. The squadron moved in perfect formation. Getting closer. Closer. Then Drax's voice changed. "Wait. Something's wrong. The target it's accelerating." Zella's heart sank. "Confirm that." "Confirmed, Commander. Target speed now at 0.98 light speed. It's pulling away from us. We can't keep up." Zella watched as the gap between the squadron and the unknown ship grew larger. The interceptors were at maximum speed. The unknown ship was simply faster. Much faster. Drax, maintain pursuit, Zella ordered. Don't let it out of sensor range. Trying, Commander. But it's, wait. What? What is it, Captain? The target just changed direction. Drax shouted. It turned 90 degrees. At 0.98 light speed, it just turned like it was flying at normal speed. Zella froze. That was impossible. Completely impossible. At high speeds, turning required time and distance. A ship moving at 0.7 light speed needed hours to change direction. The forces involved were too strong. The energy required was too great. But this unknown ship had just turned instantly. Like the laws of physics didn't apply to it. How did it do that? Vera whispered beside Zella. Nothing can turn at that speed. The ship should have torn itself apart. I don't know, Zella said quietly. I don't know what we're dealing with. On the tactical display, the unknown ship changed direction again. Then again. It moved in patterns that should be impossible. Zigzagging at speeds that would destroy any normal vessel. It's playing with us, Drax said. His voice showed frustration. It knows we can't catch it. It's showing off. Zella made a decision. All ships return to base. We need a new plan. Squadron 7 turned back. They had failed. Zella activated the emergency council channel. Within minutes, the Empire's top military commanders appeared on her screen. The Emperor was with them. Your Majesty, commanders, Zella began. We have a serious problem. This unknown vessel has technology far beyond ours. It can move at 0.98 light speed. It can turn instantly at high speed. Our fastest ships cannot catch it. Our best pilots cannot intercept it. General Mox, the Empire's military leader, spoke up. What are our options? We need more ships, Zella said. We can't catch it with speed. But maybe we can surround it. Trap it with numbers. The Emperor leaned forward. How many ships? 200, Your Majesty. Our entire border fleet. We create a net around it. Block every escape route. Force it to slow down. And if it doesn't slow down, the Emperor asked. Then we destroy it, Your Majesty. We can't allow an unknown vessel with superior technology to enter Empire space. It's too dangerous. The Emperor was quiet for a long moment. Then he said, do it. Mobilize the border fleet. 200 warships. I want that vessel captured or destroyed. No exceptions. Yes, Your Majesty. The command went out across the Empire. 200 warships received their orders. They mobilized from stations across multiple systems. Crews rushed to their posts. Weapons were charged. Shields were activated. This was the largest military operation the Empire had launched in 50 years. All for one unknown ship. Kren pulled up the tactical projection. Commander, if we position the fleet here, here, and here, we can create a sphere around the target's projected path. It will have to either stop or try to break through our lines. Good, Zella said. Send the coordinates to all ships. Establish the containment sphere. Wait for my order to engage. The 200 warships jumped to their positions. They formed a massive sphere in space. 50,000 kilometers in diameter. The unknown ship would have to pass through this area. There was no way around it. All ships in position, Commander, Vera reported. Target status? Still approaching. Speed holding at 0.98 light speed. Distance to the containment sphere, 2 hours. Zella sat down in her command chair. 2 hours. 2 hours until they found out if their plan would work. Commander, Kren said nervously. What if it just flies through our fleet? What if 200 ships aren't enough? Zella didn't answer. She was thinking the same thing. On the tactical display, the red dot moved closer. Closer to the containment sphere. Closer to 200 Empire warships. Closer to answers. Or closer to disaster. 1 hour passed. 30 minutes. 10 minutes. Target entering the containment sphere in 5 minutes, Vera announced. All ships prepare to engage, Zella ordered. Activate all sensors. I want every detail about that ship recorded. 5 minutes became 1 minute. 1 minute became 30 seconds. Then the unknown ship entered the sphere. Contact, multiple voices shouted at once. On the screen, the red dot was inside the sphere. Surrounded by 200 green dots representing Empire warships. All ships, close formation. Zella commanded. Don't let it escape. The 200 warships moved inward, tightening the sphere, creating a cage of steel and weapons. Target is slowing down, Vera said with hope in her voice. Speed decreasing. 0.95, 0.9, 0.85. We've got it, Zella said. We've actually got it. But then Vera's face went pale. Commander, the target is accelerating again. 0.9, 0.95, 0.98. No, Zella shouted. All ships close faster. Don't let it. The unknown ship suddenly moved. Not away from the fleet. Toward it. It flew straight at the densest part of the formation. 20 warships directly in its path. Break formation. Scatter. Zella screamed. The 20 ships tried to move. Tried to get out of the way. They were too slow. The unknown ship flew through them. Between them. So fast they couldn't even track it. And it didn't slow down. Not even a little. Target exiting the sphere. Kren shouted. It broke through. Zella watched in horror as the red dot escaped. 200 warships. The Empire's best. And the unknown vessel had just flown through them like they weren't even there. Commander, Vera said quietly. New speed reading. What is it? 0.99 light speed. Commander, it's changed course. It's heading directly toward the capital system now. Zella felt her blood turn cold. The capital system. The heart of the Empire. Where billions of citizens lived. Where the Emperor ruled. Time to arrival? Zella asked. At current speed, 3 days. 3 days until the unknown ship reached the Empire's capital. 3 days to find answers. 3 days to prepare for whatever was coming. And they still had no idea what they were facing. Commander Zella stood in the emergency council chamber. Around her, the Empire's leaders gathered. Their faces showed fear, confusion, and anger. 200 warships, General Mox said. His voice was hard. Our entire border fleet. And this unknown vessel flew through them like they were nothing. We need to try communication, suggested Ambassador Yaira. She was the Empire's diplomatic leader. Perhaps this vessel is not hostile. Perhaps it simply doesn't know we're trying to contact it. We've been broadcasting on all frequencies for hours, Zella replied. No response. The Emperor raised his hand for silence. Try again. Send a message on every communication channel we have. Every language. Every frequency. Someone is inside that ship. They must be able to hear us. Zella returned to the command center. She activated the communication systems. Broadcast on all channels. All languages. Maximum power. Kren worked at his console. Ready, Commander. What should the message say? Keep it simple, Zella said. Unknown vessel, this is the Galactic Empire. Please identify yourself. We mean no harm. We wish to communicate. The message was sent. It traveled through space at light speed. It repeated on every known frequency. In 500 different languages. Then they waited. 1 hour passed. Nothing. 2 hours. Silence. 6 hours. Still no response. Maybe there's no one aboard, Vera suggested. Maybe it's an automated probe or something. An automated probe that can think, react, and fly through our fleet? Zella shook her head. No. Someone is controlling that ship. They're just choosing not to answer. 12 hours after the first message, something changed. The communication console beeped. Kren jumped. Commander, we're receiving a transmission. From the unknown vessel. Put it through. Zella ordered. The speakers activated. Sound filled the command center. But it wasn't any language they recognized. It was strange. Musical almost. With sounds that no Empire species could make. What language is that? Zella asked. Kren played it through the translation computer. The computer searched its database. 500 languages. Thousands of dialects. No match found. Unknown language. Try to analyze the patterns, Zella ordered. Break down the sound structure. Find similarities to known languages. The computer worked. It analyzed every sound. Every pattern. Every possible meaning. Hours passed. 3 hours. 4 hours. 6 hours. Finally, after 6 long hours, the computer made a match. Not a perfect match, but enough to build a basic translation. Commander, translation ready, Kren said. It's not perfect, but we can understand the basic meaning. Play it. The message played again. This time, words appeared on the screen. Rough translation. But readable. This is Earth Vessel Odyssey. We are on a test flight. We mean no harm. Please do not interfere with our trajectory. We will be leaving your space within 2 days. The command center went silent. Earth? Vela said quietly. What is Earth? Zella activated the database. Computer, search for species called humans. Search for planet called Earth. The computer searched. Millions of records. Thousands of species. Hundreds of thousands of planets. No records found. That's impossible, Zella said. We have records of every spacefaring species in known space. How can we not know about Earth? Maybe they're from outside known space? Kren suggested. Beyond our explored territories? Then how did they get here so fast? Zella argued. The nearest unexplored regions are thousands of light years away. Even at 0.99 light speed, it would take years to reach us. Ambassador Yaira rushed into the command center. Commander, I heard about the message. This species, these humans, do we have any information about them? Nothing, Zella replied. Complete blank in our database. Yaira thought for a moment. What about the old survey records? The ancient files from 500 years ago? Before the Empire was fully formed. Those records are archived, Zella said. They're not in the main database. They're considered historical documents, not current data. Check them, Yaira insisted. Please. If this Earth species exists, maybe we surveyed them long ago. Zella nodded to Kren. Access the old survey archives. Search for any mention of Earth or humans. Kren worked at his console. He accessed files that hadn't been opened in centuries. Survey reports from exploration missions long forgotten. Found something. Kren said suddenly. Survey report from 512 years ago. Planet designated Earth. Third planet in a system called Sol. What does it say? Zella asked. Kren read from the screen. Planet Earth. Life-bearing world. Native intelligent species detected. Species name, human. Technology level, pre-space flight. Status, primitive. Recommendation, monitor but do not contact. Species shows violent tendencies but limited technology. No threat to Empire. Resurvey scheduled for 500 years. Zella stared at Kren. Pre-space flight? Primitive? 500 years ago. That's what it says, Commander. But that means... Vera's voice was shaking. That means in just 500 years they went from primitive to this? To ships that move at 0.99 light speed? That's impossible. It took us 10,000 years to develop spaceflight. Zella felt her world turning upside down. 500 years. That was nothing in galactic terms. Most species took thousands of years to develop basic space technology. Tens of thousands of years to develop faster-than-light travel. And these humans had done it in 500 years? Send a response, Zella ordered. Ask them how they achieved this technology. Ask them how they developed such advanced ships in such a short time. The message was sent. This time the humans responded quickly. Within 1 hour. The translation came through. Galactic Empire, we appreciate your curiosity. However, our technology is the result of continuous human innovation and persistence. We do not accept the word, impossible. We work until we succeed. Regarding our ship's speed, 0.99 light speed is not our maximum. That is our standard cruising speed. Would you like us to demonstrate our actual maximum velocity? The command center went absolutely silent. Cruising speed. Zella whispered. 0.99 light speed is their cruising speed? Commander, what should we respond? Kren asked nervously. Zella thought about it. If this was their cruising speed, what was their maximum? Could it be faster? How much faster? She had to know. Even if the answer terrified her. Tell them yes, Zella said. Tell them we want to see their maximum speed. The message was sent. The response came back quickly. Understood. Activating emergency propulsion system. Please observe. Stand by. On the tactical display, the red dot representing the human ship began to move. The speed reading started changing. 0.99 light speed. 0.995 light speed. 0.999 light speed. It's accelerating, Vera said. Her voice was barely a whisper. The number kept climbing. Then it did something impossible. It went over 1.0. The ship broke the light speed barrier. In normal space. Without using hyperspace drives or FTL technology. Just pure, impossible speed. 1.1 light speed. 1.3 light speed. 1.5 light speed. The sensors started showing errors. The ship was moving so fast it appeared in multiple locations at once. The computer couldn't track it properly. 2.0 light speed. That's not possible, General Mock said. He had just entered the command center. He stared at the display in shock. Nothing can move faster than light in normal space. It violates every law of physics we know. The human ship finally slowed down. It returned to its previous speed. 0.99 light speed. A new message arrived. Demonstration complete. Our maximum emergency speed is classified, but we can exceed 3.0 light speed in normal space if needed. We hope this answers your questions. Now we must continue our test flight. Good day, Galactic Empire. Zella sat down slowly. Her legs felt weak. 500 years ago, these humans were primitive. They hadn't even left their own planet. Now, they had technology that made the entire Galactic Empire look like children playing with toys. What have we discovered? She whispered. No one had an answer. Complex. It required breakthroughs in quantum physics, energy manipulation, and materials science. But the basic principle is simple. We refused to believe it was impossible. So we kept working until we made it possible. General Mox leaned forward. Captain Rodriguez, I must ask a direct question. Why are you here? In our space? With technology that could destroy our empire? What are your intentions? Emma's smile faded. Her face became serious. General, Earth detected the Galactic Empire's radio signals 50 years ago. We've been studying you, learning about you. We know you're peaceful generally. You have conflicts, but you're not conquerors. You value life. She paused. Earth wants to join the galactic community. We want to trade, share knowledge, make friends. We've been alone in space for 200 years. We want that to change. And if we refuse? Mox pressed. What then? Emma's eyes became hard. Then we'll contact other species. Eventually, someone will accept us. But understand this, General. Earth is here now. We're not going away. We're not going back to isolation. We have the technology to travel anywhere in the galaxy. We have the capability to defend ourselves against any threat. She looked around the room. Earth prefers peace. We prefer cooperation. But we're not naive. We know the galaxy can be dangerous. That's why we build ships this fast. So no one can catch us. And, she paused. So no one can run from us if they threaten Earth. The threat was clear. Hidden in polite words but clear nonetheless. The Emperor spoke. We will need time to consider your proposal. This is unprecedented. Of course, Emma said, standing. Take all the time you need. The Odyssey will remain at the edge of your system. We'll wait for your decision. She smiled again. But while you're deciding, remember this. 500 years ago we couldn't leave our planet. Today we can travel faster than light itself. Imagine what we'll be capable of 500 years from now. With that, she turned and walked out of the conference room. The doors closed behind her. The room erupted in conversation. Everyone talking at once. Arguing. Debating. Commander Zella sat quietly. She thought about Emma's words. About human persistence. About their refusal to accept impossible. And she realized something terrifying. The Empire had reached its peak. Its technology had plateaued. They had accepted their limits. But humans? Humans never stopped advancing. Never stopped improving. Which meant in another 500 years, in another 1,000 years, humans would be even more advanced. Even more powerful. The question wasn't whether to ally with Earth. The question was, could the Empire afford not to ally with them? For 3 days the Galactic Empire debated. The council chambers were filled with arguments. Some officials wanted to ally with Earth immediately. Others wanted to reject them completely. Some were too afraid to decide at all. Commander Zella attended every meeting. She listened to everyone's opinions. But she kept thinking about Captain Emma Rodriguez. About the confidence in her eyes. About the hidden warning in her polite words. On the third day, Emperor Zareth called a final council meeting. Everyone gathered. The decision would be made today. We have discussed this for 3 days, the Emperor began. We have heard every argument. Now I want to hear from Commander Zella. She was the first to detect the human ship. She spoke with Captain Rodriguez. What is your recommendation? Zella stood. She looked around the room at all the worried faces. Your Majesty, I believe we should accept Earth's offer of alliance. But not because we want to. Because we have no other choice. Murmurs spread through the chamber. Explain, the Emperor ordered. Consider the facts, Zella said. 500 years ago humans were primitive. Today they have technology that makes our best ships look like toys. They move faster than light in normal space. They can turn at impossible speeds. They have energy sources we don't understand. She activated a holographic display showing the Odyssey's capabilities. But that's not the most important fact, Zella continued. The most important fact is this: they're still advancing. They never stop. While our technology has stayed mostly the same for 1,000 years, they improved from primitive to unstoppable in just 500 years. So you're saying we should ally with them because they're strong? General Mox asked. No, Zella replied. I'm saying we should ally with them because in another 500 years, they'll be even stronger. And we cannot afford to have them as enemies when that happens. The chamber went silent. Ambassador Yaira stood up. I agree with Commander Zella. But I have another concern. What if we reject them and they ally with our rivals? What if the Nexus Federation or the Corthan Alliance offers friendship to Earth first? That thought made everyone nervous. The Nexus Federation was the Empire's biggest competitor. If they gained access to human technology, we must act quickly, Yaira continued, before Earth approaches other species. The Emperor nodded slowly. Very well. Send a message to Captain Rodriguez. Tell her we accept Earth's offer. We will form an alliance. But, he paused. I want to meet with her personally. I have questions that need answers. 2 hours later, Emma Rodriguez returned to the capital station. This time she came to the Imperial Palace. She walked through corridors of gold and crystal, past guards in ceremonial armor, through doors that had stood for 10,000 years. She entered the throne room. Emperor Zareth sat on his throne. It was massive, made of ancient stone and precious metals. He looked down at the small human woman. Emma bowed respectfully. Your Majesty, thank you for seeing me. Captain Rodriguez, the Emperor said. I have decided to accept your offer of alliance. Earth and the Galactic Empire will be partners. Emma smiled. I'm very happy to hear that, Your Majesty. Earth looks forward to working with you. However, the Emperor continued, I have one important question. And I want the truth. Of course, Your Majesty. The Emperor leaned forward. Why are you really here? In our space? You say you want friendship. You say you want to join the galactic community. But I think there's more. A species doesn't build ships that fast just for exploration. They build them for war. For conquest. So tell me the truth, Captain. What does Earth really want? Emma's smile faded. She was quiet for a moment. Then she spoke. Your Majesty, you're right. There is more to the story. Let me tell you the complete truth. She walked closer to the throne. Guards tensed, but the Emperor waved them back. 50 years ago, Emma began, Earth detected your radio signals. We learned we weren't alone in the universe. We were excited. Hopeful. We thought we would finally have neighbors. Friends. But, the Emperor prompted. But then we studied those signals more carefully. We learned about galactic history. About the wars. About the empires that conquer weaker species. About the species that were destroyed because they were too weak to defend themselves. Emma's face became serious. Earth realized something important. The galaxy is not a peaceful place. The galaxy is dangerous. And we were vulnerable. If a hostile species found Earth before we found them, we could be conquered. Enslaved. Destroyed. So you built weapons, the Emperor said. We built defenses, Emma corrected. Your Majesty, Earth doesn't want to conquer anyone. We have everything we need on our own planet and colonies. We have no desire for an empire. But we never want to be helpless again. Again? The Emperor caught the word. Emma nodded. Your Majesty, in Earth's history, we've seen what happens to peaceful people when aggressive enemies attack. We've seen weak nations conquered by strong ones. We've seen innocent people enslaved because they couldn't defend themselves. We learned a hard lesson. Peace is only possible when you're strong enough that no one dares attack you. She looked directly at the Emperor. So yes, we built the fastest ships in the galaxy. We developed weapons that could destroy planets if we needed to. We became strong. Very strong. Because we refused to be victims. We refused to be conquered. We refused to be destroyed. The throne room was silent. Everyone listening to the small human woman speak with such conviction. But, Emma continued, just because we're strong doesn't mean we want war. We prefer peace. We prefer cooperation. That's why we're here. We want allies, not enemies. We want friends, not subjects. And if someone threatens Earth? The Emperor asked quietly. Emma's eyes became cold. Art. Dangerous. Then they learn why we spent 150 years developing impossible technology. Then they learn why our ships can move faster than light. Then they learn what happens when you threaten a species that refuses to be victims. She paused. Your Majesty, you asked for the truth. Here it is. Earth will defend itself with overwhelming force. We don't fight small wars. We don't fight limited wars. If someone attacks Earth, we will destroy them completely. Absolutely. Without mercy. The Emperor stared at her. That's a terrifying promise. Yes, Emma agreed. But it's also a promise that keeps Earth safe. Because now, everyone who hears it will think very carefully before threatening us. She smiled slightly. Your Majesty, you're lucky. You chose alliance instead of hostility. You chose cooperation instead of conflict. That makes you our friend. And Earth is very loyal to its friends. We protect what's ours. And now you're one of ours. The Emperor was quiet for a long time. Then he stood from his throne. He walked down the steps and stood before Emma. He was much taller than her. But somehow she didn't seem small. Captain Rodriguez, the Emperor said. I accept your truth. I accept your warning. And I accept your friendship. May Earth and the Empire prosper together. He extended his hand. The traditional Empire gesture of alliance. Emma took his hand. They shook. One more thing, the Emperor said. This alliance, it means Earth will help defend the Empire if we're attacked? Yes, Emma replied. Attack our allies and you attack Earth. That's how alliances work. Good, the Emperor said. Then I want to make sure everyone knows about this alliance. I want every species in the galaxy to understand that Earth and the Empire are partners. Emma smiled. That sounds perfect, Your Majesty. Let everyone know. Let them understand that Earth is no longer alone. And that the Empire has the backing of the fastest ships in the galaxy. They signed the alliance treaty that day. The news spread across the galaxy within hours. Earth, the unknown species with impossible technology, had allied with the Galactic Empire. Some species celebrated. They wanted to ally with Earth too. Some species worried. They had been planning to expand into Empire territory. Now that plan seemed very dangerous. And some species, foolish and arrogant, thought Earth was bluffing. They thought no species could really be that powerful. Those species would soon learn they were wrong. Very wrong. News of the Earth Empire alliance spread like fire across the galaxy. Every species received the announcement. Every government discussed it. Every military analyzed it. In the Nexus Federation capital, Chancellor Vorn watched the announcement with growing anger. The Nexus Federation was the Empire's biggest rival. For centuries they had competed for influence, territory, and power. The Empire has allied with Earth, Vorn said to his military council. This changes everything. Sir, should we be concerned? Admiral Kress asked. This Earth species is small. Unknown. They cannot be as powerful as the Empire claims. Did you not see the reports? Vorn snapped. Their ship moves at .99 light speed. It flew through 200 Empire warships without slowing down. That's not propaganda. That's fact. Perhaps it's a trick, suggested another officer. Perhaps the Empire is exaggerating to scare us. Vorn shook his head. No. The Empire doesn't exaggerate. If they say humans are dangerous, then humans are dangerous. We need to contact Earth ourselves. Offer them an alliance. Before other species do. Within days, Earth received 17 alliance requests. 17 different species wanted to be friends with the humans who had impossible technology. Captain Emma Rodriguez stood in the communication center of the Odyssey, reading through all the requests. 17 species in 5 days, she said to her first officer, Commander Liu. That's got to be some kind of record. They're scared, Liu replied. They saw what our ship can do. They want us as allies instead of enemies. Or they want our technology, Emma said. Some of these messages are barely hiding their true intentions. They want to share knowledge, which means they want to study our ships. What should we tell them? Emma thought for a moment. We tell them the truth. Earth is willing to consider alliances with peaceful species. But we won't share our advanced technology. Not yet. Maybe not ever. And we won't ally with species that have hostile histories. That's going to make some species angry. Good, Emma said. Better angry than thinking they can manipulate us. The responses were sent. Most species accepted Earth's conditions. A few rejected them angrily. But 3 species made a different decision. They decided to test Earth. The Corthan Alliance was a group of 3 aggressive species. They controlled a small but powerful territory. They were known for raiding, intimidation, and occasional piracy. War leader Drex read Earth's response to his alliance request. Earth had rejected the Corthan Alliance. Called them too aggressive for peaceful cooperation. Drex was furious. Who are these humans to reject us? He shouted at his council. We are the Corthan Alliance. We have destroyed empires. And these newcomers dare to insult us. War leader, his advisor said carefully, the reports say their technology is very advanced. Perhaps we should. I don't care about their technology, Drex interrupted. I think it's all lies. Propaganda. The Empire is trying to scare everyone with stories about impossible ships. I don't believe it. What do you propose? Drex smiled cruelly. We test them. Earth has established a small colony in Sector 47. Only 50,000 humans. Lightly defended. We send our raiding fleet. We attack the colony. If these humans are really so powerful they can stop us. If not. He laughed. Then we take what we want and show the galaxy that Earth is nothing special. And if they really are as powerful as the reports say? Then we retreat. Simple. Our ships are fast. We'll hit quickly and leave before they can respond. 3 weeks later, the Korthan raiding fleet arrived at Earth Colony 7. 20 warships. Armed and ready. The colony was small. A mining operation on a distant moon. Few defenses. Easy target. Begin the attack, Drex ordered. The Korthan ships fired on the colony. Energy beams struck the settlement. Explosions erupted. Buildings collapsed. Alarms screamed across the colony. Receiving distress signal from the colony, the communication officer reported. They're calling for help. How long until Empire forces can respond? Drex asked. At least 2 hours, war leader. We'll be gone long before they arrive. Drex smiled. Perfect. Continue the attack. Take what you can carry. Kill anyone who resists. Korthan soldiers landed on the moon's surface. They entered the damaged buildings. They found terrified human colonists hiding. Please, a human woman begged. We're just miners. We have families. Don't hurt us. A Korthan soldier raised his weapon. Then space above the moon twisted. A ship appeared. It was human. Not the Odyssey. A different vessel. Smaller. Faster. And it was angry. War leader, the sensor officer screamed. Human warship detected. How did it get here so fast? We're 2 sectors from the nearest Empire station. It doesn't matter, Drex said nervously. It's 1 ship. We have 20. Open fire. The 20 Korthan ships fired everything they had at the human vessel. The human ship didn't slow down. Its shields absorbed every shot. Every missile. Every energy beam. Then it fired back. 1 shot. 3 Korthan ships exploded instantly. What? Drex shouted. How did 1 shot destroy 3 ships? The human vessel fired again. And again. And again. Each shot destroyed multiple Korthan vessels. The weapons were impossibly powerful. Impossibly accurate. Retreat. Drex screamed. All ships retreat now. But the human ship was faster. Much faster. It moved between the Korthan vessels like they were standing still. It fired continuously. Methodically. Destroying ship after ship. In 2 minutes, 15 Korthan ships were destroyed. 5 ships remained. They tried to escape. Tried to reach faster than light jump distance. The human ship let them run. Let them get close to escape. Then it accelerated. Reached the fleeing ships in seconds. Destroyed 4 of them with precise shots. Only Drex's flagship remained. The human ship positioned itself directly in front of the Korthan flagship. So close they could see each other through the viewports. A communication came through. A human voice. Female. Cold. Angry. This is Commander Sarah Chin of the Earth Defense Force vessel Ranger. You attacked our colony. You killed 17 human civilians. You will return to your territory. You will tell your leaders what happened here. And you will spread this message across the galaxy. What message? Drex asked, his voice shaking. Earth protects its own. Attack any human colony, any human ship, any human anywhere, and this is what happens. Your entire fleet destroyed by one of our ships. And this isn't even one of our best ships. This is a patrol vessel. Drex felt terror grip his heart. Now leave, Commander Chin said. And pray we never meet again. The human ship moved aside. Drex's flagship jumped to faster-than-light travel. Running. Escaping. Behind them the human ship remained. Protecting the damaged colony. Helping the survivors. Within hours the story spread. The Korthan Alliance had attacked an Earth colony. They sent 20 warships. 1 human patrol ship responded. Destroyed 19 Korthan vessels in 2 minutes. The galaxy reacted with shock. 1 ship, Ambassador Yaira said to Commander Zella. 1 patrol ship destroyed 19 warships. If that's their patrol vessels, what can their battleships do? Zella had no answer. Across the galaxy, military leaders looked at their star maps. At Earth's territory. At the locations of human colonies. And they made a decision. Stay away from Earth. Don't attack humans. Don't even make them angry. Because if this was what their patrol ships could do, nobody wanted to see their actual military in action. The Corthan Alliance sent an official apology to Earth. They paid compensation for the dead colonists. They promised never to attack human territory again. War leader Drex was removed from power. His own people blamed him for the disaster. And across the galaxy, species learned a new rule. Earth's impossible technology wasn't propaganda. It was real. And it was deadly. 6 months passed since the Corthan incident. 6 months since one human patrol ship destroyed 19 warships. 6 months since the galaxy learned that Earth's technology was not exaggeration or propaganda. It was terrifyingly real. Commander Zella stood in the observation deck of the capital station. Through the massive windows she could see dozens of ships. Empire vessels. Trading ships from allied species. And now, 3 human ships docked at the station. Human ships were becoming a common sight in Empire space. Trade had increased. Cultural exchanges had begun. Scientists shared knowledge. It was everything the Alliance promised. But Zella still felt nervous whenever she saw human vessels. She couldn't forget that first detection. The impossible speed. The ship that shouldn't exist. Commander, Kren approached her. The monthly diplomatic meeting is starting. The Earth representative has arrived. Zella nodded and headed to the conference room. Captain Emma Rodriguez was already there, speaking with Ambassador Yaira. Emma smiled when she saw Zella. Commander, good to see you again. How have you been? Well, Captain, Zella replied. And you? Busy. Earth has been establishing more colonies. Opening more trade routes. Making more friends. Emma sat down at the conference table. The galaxy is much bigger than we thought. So many interesting species to meet. 43 species have requested alliances with Earth in the last 6 months, Yaira said. That's unprecedented. No species has ever gained so many allies so quickly. We're just friendly, Emma said with a smile. And we have a reputation for keeping our promises. When we say we'll protect our allies, we mean it. The meeting began. They discussed trade agreements, defense coordination, cultural exchange programs. Everything was going smoothly. Until Vera rushed into the room. Commander, Ambassador, we have an emergency situation. What is it? Zella stood up quickly. 3 species have formed a coalition. The Draxian Empire, the Volther Confederation, and the Nexus Federation. They're declaring that Earth has too much power. Too much influence. They're demanding that Earth withdraw from the galactic community. And they're threatening military action if Earth refuses. The room went silent. Emma's smile disappeared. Her face became serious. How many ships are in this coalition? Combined forces, approximately 5,000 warships, Vera replied. They're gathering at the border of neutral space. They've given Earth 72 hours to respond to their demands. 5,000 ships, Yaira whispered. That's more than the entire Empire fleet. Emma pulled out her communication device. She spoke into it quietly. The conversation was in English, which the translation devices couldn't fully interpret yet. After a moment she put the device away. Earth's response will arrive shortly, she said calmly. Captain, Zella asked carefully, can Earth defend against 5,000 warships? Emma looked at her. Commander, do you remember when the Odyssey first arrived here? When we showed you our maximum speed demonstration? Yes. You exceeded 3 times light speed. That wasn't our maximum, Emma said quietly. That was just enough to make a point. Earth has been building ships for 200 years. The Odyssey is one of our oldest vessels. Do you understand what I'm saying? Zella felt her blood run cold. If the Odyssey was one of their oldest ships, what could their newest ships do? How many ships does Earth have? General Mox asked. He had just entered the conference room. Classified, Emma replied. But I can tell you this, we have enough. We've always had enough. Within the hour, Earth's official response arrived. It was broadcast across all galactic frequencies. Every species heard it. The message was simple, direct, unmistakable. This is President Sarah Anderson of Earth. We have received the Coalition's demands. Our response is, no. Earth will not withdraw from the galactic community. We have as much right to exist in this galaxy as any other species. We have harmed no one. We have threatened no one. We have only defended ourselves and our allies. The President paused. To the Draxian Empire, the Volther Confederation, and the Nexus Federation, your coalition is based on fear. Fear of change. Fear of a species you don't understand. We understand your fear. But we will not accept your demands. Another pause. However, we want to make one thing absolutely clear. Earth does not want war. We prefer peace. We prefer cooperation. But if you attack us, if you attack our allies, if you force us to defend,